The sound effect we all didn't know that we needed, but that we did. Hello there, folks, and welcome to session 34 of Fathoms Below. I am, of course, your DM of Doom, Son of Asgard, or World Tree Quests here on Twitch. And with me today, we have my amazing and lovely cast. We have got Just Kyle. We've got Selkie Cove. We've got that one Warlock. We've got Lawless Aries Cosplay. And we've got Madness Diamond. Now, it's been a wee while since we've seen these lovely folks, and some shits went down in this party. But we're going to get to that little sousant of... Did I really just use that fucking word? Man, I'm done with this shit. We don't have anything for housekeeping, guys. We're all caught up on housekeeping. Sorry, I will say one thing. Thank you to everybody that came along for session 1 of Welcome to the Academy. It was a great success. We had a lot of fun. I made a raccoon single-handedly the most devious entity that's ever existed in my homebrew world, simply because they ate a chair. But other than that, I wish I could say I was joking. Other than that, I don't have anything to say, so I'm going to pass on over to my party, and I'm going to ask them, guys, what the fuck happened in the last session? Is anybody going to speak?
Damn it! Fine. Buckle up, bitches.
Buckle up, bitch! Fine. If you're going to force me into doing this, you're going to get everything in detail. Yeah.
For example, session 33 was 4 pages.
Huh. Whoa. Can we get the cliff notes?
Yes.
Thank you.
I need it known that I've surpassed 60 pages handwritten notes for session notes for Fathoms alone. It has its own binder. So
Praise be the Bible.
33.
Praise the Bible.
The Bible. And it's blue, too.
Praise be to the Bible.
And to be fair, these notes on 4 pages are cliff noted, because it's not even in detail. So, session 33 started out with Echo hearing a very familiar voice in their head, which was the monster that is created as Echo's replacement. They end up having a very interesting conversation, realizing the monster can hear them and they can hear the monster during this conversation. The key points, because you should go back and just watch the entire session for that one, especially to hear the intensity of this conversation. But the monster reveals that they were built to specifically find Echo and bring them home. And Echo realizes, like, I probably shouldn't have asked that question, because that's not a good answer. Damn. And the monster describes home as a positive place, home being the lab and the facility and the doctors and the handlers as a positive thing, because they understand Echo and they understand the monster and their needs and their things that they can do, and they're appreciated. And Echo does say, when you do, one of us will die. The monster says, we will not hurt you. You cannot hurt us. And then Feather walks up on this. Gotta love Feather. Feather does not come up entirely up to Echo, but they do have a conversation basically entailing that while Feather the Lich is the Lich part of Feather, Celia, the Winter Elf, is the one who considers himself to be a monster. Because Echo asks, like, are you a monster? And Feather basically says, not what Echo wants to hear in that moment, and Echo doesn't want to continue the conversation if Feather doesn't see himself as a monster. And then the clarification is given is like, no, it's like this ever-present need to use power, gain power, feed on power is still there. It's just making the choice that something is more important than that. And that the cracks that he's been experiencing are related to the Lich, and they're happening more often because of the use of the Lich's power. And it's also said that if Feather doesn't want to be a monster, and they have nothing to talk to him about it, and Feather then makes that clarification that's like, I'm already a monster. I've accepted this about myself, but I found love. And they end that conversation by Echo saying it's like, it's a very human response, but Feather counters that with saying that respecting what someone says is very mortal of Echo to do. And then Feather sees Reaver off on the edge of Echo's space, just standing there, trying to engage. And we then split off to Marisol, who is processing everything that happened the day before, especially seeing Echo and Reaver in a tense situation, and decides to just let those two work their shit out, because Marisol's got enough things to worry about. Marisol basically wants to know more about the situation with Silverfish and decides to pray to whichever of the two primordials will listen, getting a response from Taito. And the way that they were beseeched is, to those who give me the gift of healing and to those who gift me with the gift of vengeance, were the main words that I pulled from that. And Marisol was asking for direction from the two of them to guide her in the changes that are to come, because she's never been a leader before. Taito responds very ominously, and gives her advantage on all persuasion and intimidation checks for, I believe, the next 24 hours.
24
to
hours.
prep for this. Yeah, to prep for this conversation that Marisol is going to have with the party. And he also said that while there is a time for healing, but the storm should be heard, they need a leader, not a nursemaid. And with that interaction done, Marisol feels a little bit more comfortable and ready to try checking in with the other party members. Then we flip back to Reaver and Echo, who have a very fun game of dodge and ring around the rosy shoved together. Emotionally, at least on my end. Where Reaver tries to move closer, but Echo moves away and then snaps their teeth at him. Reaver then asks Echo, after Echo moves back, if they're upset with him, and Reaver tracks what direction Feather had left in and stabs his sword in the sand to block basically the view or the path symbolically between, and kind of physically as well, between Echo and Feather, thinking that maybe it was a conversation with Feather that Reaver had witnessed that might have caused extra tension with Echo in that moment. And so the two of them basically have a very standoffish moment, but do in fact have a conversation. This is where we get to the Cliff Notes part. I did not want to dedicate 2 whole pages to you two. I love the two of you. I love your roleplay, but I got carpal tunnel, bitch.
There's too much roleplay, guys. Too much.
Which is why people need to go back and watch it.
Yeah, you really should go back and watch it. Great session.
Go back and watch it. Yeah. So basically, that whole thing with Echo and Reaver, and with the gaze of two minds being used, and Reaver getting to experience what it is like to have the senses of Echo, and also gets to hear the different voices that Echo is always hearing, and gets to hear the commentary that happens when somebody asks Echo a question, and the different layers that there are to Echo's responses, or to the many voices that populate Echo's consciousness, which the descriptions were chef's kiss on par. But Echo does see in the site of shades of gray, echolocation, and water pressure contained with electricity. And in that moment, Reaver does not exist, because Reaver is not producing any of those things, because he is a box of bric-a-brac. But then Reaver is also very aware of the different things that are in Echo's body, and kind of the purposes that they have to a bit of a degree, but not entirely. We go over to Luce and Adelan having a conversation, since Feather ditched Luce for conversation with Echo. And that devolves into basically Adelan finding out that Luce, even though being half deep sea elf, does not know elven history, and this greatly upsets Grandpa Adelan. To where Luce and Ariel are then given the most extensive history lesson possible, with a lot of Fathoms lore, and a lot of forming lore, and a lot of world lore. If you want a lore dump worth all of the time in the world, go back and watch that part especially. The forming mention and me saying Patron is now screaming is one of those moments as well. Because Ariel is also roped into this, and Luce is visibly excitable about getting to be a nerd about history, specifically. Archaeologist. Reaver and Echo continue their conversation. Reaver comforts Echo when the comments about the other monster are brought up, specifically, was one of the nice little moments. And they do begin rejoining the party. And Reaver starts writing in the sand to communicate with Echo at that moment, and wiping it away, and writing and wiping away. But the message that was the last one was, "I will kill them," in reference to the monster. And it was wiped away, so we're not ominously leaving tracks for some poor adventuring party coming upon that. And Reaver drops Gaze of Two Minds, hugs Echo, and starts back towards Marisol, saying, "We have a captain to protect." And then the conversation with Marisol and the party is underway. Everyone coming back together. Marisol calls everyone together because they have much to discuss, and just discusses and considers how strange of a group they all are, and how they naturally, and it is the circumstances that they did that kind of have built this in a very unsteady way. But as their captain, there's a conversation that is needed. Marisol does talk about her past doing odd jobs and seeing how the bravado that led a lot of those past companions to make choices in good faith kind of did the opposite, because they were making mistakes along the way. And then also goes on to continue and say that we are just people who've had bad things happen to us. We are not gods. To basically be tired of everyone's self-pitying bullshit, for the ones it applies to. She creates a new rule that if someone has a problem, they must voice that problem. And if they do not feel comfortable voicing it to the person they have an issue with alone, they are welcome to come to her and have as the mediator between the two. And the crew is now known as the Last Knights of Adelan for the time being, because we needed a name. And it was burdened on the Denny, who did wonderful. Marisol wants to go towards the Silverfish to solve that problem, and everyone will stay in their current roles as the crew, but she will fix the gaps as she sees them. Reaver does bring up that because we killed the messenger, he is definitely pissed off the Silverfish as well whenever we last left that interaction with him in the past. So we're going into a tense situation, but Marisol also figured that Reaver probably pissed off the Silverfish, so not really new news. Shelly says that he will be with them for moral support, because Shelly is Shelly. And the Silverfish is also in the opposite direction from where Shelly needs to go. The last part of the episode was basically the crew entirely conversing and deciding where do we go from next. The ideas brought to toe of whenever we remove the Silverfish, what will happen to that entire operation, because there will become a power vacuum. Feather suggests that maybe we put Ariel in that place, because Ariel might be the one who could lead it. The suggestion of placing someone from the Dark Tide the Deep Tide into that place was also put to kind of suggestions, but also Luce saying that she does have business to attend to a day's travel away with the Tide and Malice. And so deliberation was had, and eventually it was basically come to an agreement that we are going to the Tide first, and then seeing how that plays out, because Luce wants to see if anybody else in the Tide is being mentally fucky-wucky with and brain scrambled by magic, like the same way Malice was. Because it happened to him while he was on a mission for the Tide. And to not cause more issues in the future. And then from there, we should be heading towards the Silverfish. Go watch the episode. End of recap.
Fantastic, thank you very much. You're very correct. We did end with the party beginning to talk about where their next move would be. Now, we did say we were going to go and speak with the Tide. The Tide are located in a number of locations. However, there are a couple of ways you can find out exactly how to get to the Tide. Okay. The music has gotten strange. Bear with me just a moment. I changed the music to something less like this. While I'm doing that, Luce, if you could make me your choice, history or survival.
I'm gonna do survival because I have a better score in that. 15.
Okay, 15. As you look at the map, and you're plotting over, like, you know, ways to get to the deep tide, ways to figure out what would be the easiest way to find them. A few options are within easy distance of you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
For one, you've got a place that you know of because Caldo has personally taken you there. Okay?
Okay.
No one really knows what it was before, but it's nicknamed as the Drowned Tower. It's an old ruin where the deep tide usually leaves signifiers of, like, this person came past here. Ways that you can identify who's been here and whatnot. Right? Oh, pardon me. Number 2. This one's a little bit dangerous, because it does involve going into the Black Ocean. You know that there is a deep tide settlement. It is a little bit of a swim, and it will involve going through some dangerous territory. Some territory populated by what you know are Sahuagin. You've dealt with Sahuagin before, but this is going into their territory. However, you know it is definitely a place where there will be deep tide members there. You'll be in direct face-to-face contact. The other one you know about is, of course, Oceanheart, where there is a notable deep tide presence and safe house. But you also know that there are people in Oceanheart who cannot be trusted. Those are your 3 best options. The only other ones would involve extensive travel.
Oy.
Also, I just wanted to say, I never got a chance to because you were doing your recap. Dinner in a Game just subbed for 6 months, so fucking love you guys. Fucking thank you very much. We love Dinner in a Game. Those guys are so fucking cool. Like, just fucking tremendous. So those are the options put towards you.
Gonna just take the map to Marisol and just info dump that information back at her. Of we could try going to the Drowned Tower because it's a place that basically has markers of comings and goings. We could trek back into the Black Ocean and fight Sahuagin again to get to the deep tide settlement, or we could go to Oceanheart, where there is a lot of mistrust going on and people are looking for us there. Is info dump Marisol gets.
Also a reminder that the guards who were there killed by drift, those were sent by the The son of the steward of the throne of Oceanheart.
Well, that is, there are no easy options here.
I think it just boils down to how much of a fight we might be ready to get into, or if we can spare the expense of having to make another detour. If we go to the Drowned Tower and there ain't people there who can help us, like immediately. I mean, like, this is just off of what I know. Malice!
Malith will kind of just perk his head up and be like, yeah, what's up?
Were you gawking at Ariel again?
No, absolutely was not. If I was gawking, I would be doing it far more openly than that.
All right, making sure.
Gay!
Out of the options, and Luce will then present the same 3 options to Malith
Okay.
to see if Malith maybe has more insight on which of them would be the more viable option for us.
So Malith will look over them and go, well, the easiest option is obviously going to the Drowned Tower, but you're not guaranteed to get anything from that. Might be nobody there. Could be nobody's passed through there and used the safe house. Now, if you go to Ocean's Heart, we'd have to be careful going inside, but you'd be guaranteed to get to talk to somebody. Maybe not anybody important, but definitely somebody at least. Exact same issue with going to the settlement located in the Black Ocean. There is another option.
A secret 4th option.
It's not really a secret 4th option, just an option that only people who are important enough to be in the know about.
Nice.
Or people who are
That sounds like what the secret is.
Or people who are smart enough to steal the information when they're told they're not allowed to know.
You the former or the latter?
Anyway. And he's going to point at so on all the maps of the 9 bodies, there's always like a section in the upper right which shows the map of Darkheart, the city that the Deepheart, which is the home of the Deep Elves. And he's going to gesture to that and go, we go here. I know for a fact that the leader of the Deep Tide is there right now.
How hard is it to talk to the leader of the Deep Tide?
If you have somebody who knows them personally, fairly easy. If you don't know somebody who knows them personally, then you'll have to be a bit more convincing.
Distance-wise, what are the time parameters on these 4 options? Travel time.
Okay, so travelling to the tower, not the worst. About 12 hours at your usual pace. Travelling to Ocean's Heart is probably going to be like maybe a 2-day journey. Travelling to the settlement that's in the Black Ocean, probably the same as the tower, about 12 hours. I got oceans on the brain. And Deepheart is definitely the furthest. You're talking about 4 days of travel to get to Deepheart. Each of these, of course, have their own trade-off. Oceanheart and Deepheart, while being the furthest ones away, they have actual bodies of the Deep Tide there. The settlement you'll definitely get to speak to someone. You can't guarantee it'll be anybody of importance. And the tower, you might not even get to speak to anybody, period. They also all come with their own risks. In order of riskiness, you're probably going Tower, Ocean's Heart, Settlement, then Deep Heart. In order of likelihood to get what you want, Tower, Settlement, Ocean's Heart, Deep Heart.
Okay.
So obviously, Deep Heart is the big risk, big reward. Ocean Heart being there's a risk and a reward. The Settlement being bit of a risk, maybe a reward, and then the Tower being absolutely zero risk, but small chance of reward.
Marisol, if you want to put it to the others, it's all I got for you.
I think that is best. So I'll be like, vote.
Okay, as you'll gather, Celia will look to you, Marisol. What exactly are we going to be voting on, Captain?
We're trying to figure out the best place to go to get in touch with the deep tide, where we go, and how we go.
Okay. Feather will sit cross-legged and then say, what are the options?
Okay, so, and then I'm going to regurgitate everything that was just said, because I don't think I'm going to get it all perfectly correct if I try and say it again. About the tower, and Ocean's Heart, and Deep Heart, and the settlement, and all that. What's high risk, high reward, what's low risk, low reward, and all that.
Okay, so you relay to the crew the options.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just go in order as I see them on my screen. Reaver. What would
Is part of the regurgitation, is the statement about convincing them mentioned? So, Diamond, does Liz mention the fact they would need convincing, get to Marisol, and then Marisol then regurgitating that back? Does that get said out loud? That's one thing I need to know.
Because that's part of the risk assessment.
Yes.
Yeah.
All I heard was that's part of the risk assessment. Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
It is part of the risk assessment. Luce will also give help with the regurgitation tidbits in the dump. And we'll say it's if we do go to Deep Heart, there is that to worry about as well, but we do have other business in Deep Heart. So, opinions?
Convincing shouldn't be a problem. Break or buy. Besides, we have Malith. That's my opinion.
So Reaver is saying Deep Heart.
Deep Heart. Yep.
Okay.
Greatest risk reward. That's very much Reaver's playstyle.
Might get to fight somebody important.
Echo.
I need you to answer your DMs first.
God damn it!
Hi to this grandpa.
Not really, no.
Cool.
Well, that's too damn bad.
Noodle.
Echo's response as they're probably back sitting on Reaver's shoulder, is they'll just kind of shrug, gesture to Reaver, gesture to everyone else, and go, well then, that's Echo's vote as well. Mainly because if we absolutely want answers, if we absolutely need information, even with the risk could find us anywhere. We've seen that countless times. So Echo's vote is for the highest potential reward.
Okay. Ariel.
Question. Am I even there?
If you want to be.
Morning.
Is this before or after or during the jar?
Oh God.
Because that was something that happened.
I assumed this was after the long rest. I remembered this, but I was
I-
like, I'm assuming this is past.
Yep. I asked about this. It was like, there is a thing about something in the jar reaching out, trying to talk to Ariel. Is that happening?
I guess what I would ask you is, in that moment, do you answer?
No, but there is that look of like, what the fuck?
Okay, so then I guess in that sense, no. You would still be there.
Okay.
You would still be there. If you didn't,
Okay.
if you didn't answer what it was obviously trying to get you to do, which honestly in my brain I registered you as like having the jar and going like, huh, and then putting it back.
Yep,
So-
it was one of that.
So that's why
Feather, is this
I genuinely thought you'd already did that whole thing.
no,
So
no.
yeah, if you
all
don't
good.
answer it, then yeah, you will be here.
No, it's literally that. Huh. Feather, is this you? Are you playing a joke in my head? Motherfucker. Get back in there. And then, yeah. Okay, then. Yeah. Well, I mean, it seems like the consensus is already leaning in this direction, but Deep Heart has the most reward. We have business there. With the way this crew is looking, I feel confident that any risk we'd be able to take care of. Personally, my vote is for Deep Heart.
A voice in your head at this point, a voice you recognise. It sounds like Aquas is going to go.
Oh, okay.
That's a good plan. We might be able to find Orichalcum down there. Might save you a trip.
Would be nice. Kind of want to go to the surface, though. That seems cool.
So Ariel also says Deep Heart. Loose.
Luce kind of just hears the general consensus so far about Deep Heart and rolls it around in her brain for a while. While everyone's basically saying the reasons why they want to go. I would. My only issue with Deep Heart is the distance. We would have to travel. You said it was 3 or 4 days.
4 days. 4 days of travel.
And that's continuous travel.
That would be 4 days of what I call standard travel, which is at least every 4 hours of movement, stopping for at least a short rest until you hit the 16-hour mark, at which point you stop for 8 hours. Sorry, so every 3 hours you stop for the 4th hour to be a rest. Then you would move for 3 hours, stop, move for 3 hours, stop, move for 3 hours, stop and set up camp, and then long rest. So it'd be 4 days of that.
I'm trying to picture where we've been geographically. Can I roll a survival check to see if Luce can figure out a way that might cut that time? With us knowing there's the portal in Cephaloport Tower that leads to Razor Citadel, the opposite direction, I believe. But then also, just generally, like if there is a possible safer route where we could take a rest without worrying about being ambushed. Because one of the other figures looking for specifically Ariel was a deep sea elf. And we're going into their domain.
Make
That
me
might change my answer.
make me a survival check.
Oh, thank 19.
Okay. With a roll of a 19, you're already beating the DC I had set in my mind. I will give you this. The Black Ocean is lethal. Like, the Black Ocean is like if you ever play an MMO and you step out of, like, a city limits and your PvP flag automatically goes on. Like, Black Ocean is you leaving the tutorial zone in World of Warcraft. It's you stepping out of that place where the guards no longer attack anything above level 60. Like, everything in the Black Ocean either wants to kill you, hurt you, or slap you with their tail for fun. But the thing about it is, with the Black Ocean being so deadly, there's a lot of places for predators to hide. That means there's a lot of places for prey to hide. Anybody that looks hard enough with a real intent to survive will be able to find a hidey hole to hole up in for a little while.
Home.
I'm fine with us going to Deep Heart. Deep Heart is my first choice. My second choice is we go to the Drowned Tower and see if there's any sign of anything Tide related, just to see if anybody else has been trying to check in. I think one thing the Tide does struggle with is communication. But my only worry is that, and then points to the pile of bodies. That came from Ocean Heart. Because some son of a steward got fucking bunch of kelp up his ass. Decided to come fuck around and find out with us.
Didn't the bodies get eaten?
Nope.
No, I'm thinking of different bodies.
Not those.
Never mind. I'm thinking
Just
of
the
different
messenger
bodies.
body. We haven't dealt with
So
the guards.
specifically, they had asked for the bodies to not be consumed as of yet. So,
We
not
need
yet.
to loot them before we leave.
Exactly.
Also, Luce would feel bad asking Echo to eat a dead thing that they didn't get to kill. It takes the fun out of it. But we mostly just need to loot the bodies. So yeah, some son of a steward got a hair up their ass and decided to fuck around and find out and try to find us. I'm assuming that's going to happen the closer we get to Deep Heart, because someone was looking for Ariel. That was a deep sea elf. They're usually in Deep Heart. And I just my big vote is for Deep Heart. My input additionally, or footnote as you will, or tail note, is that we check in with the Drowned Tower, even though it will backtrack us by like 12 hours, to see if anybody else is trying to check in, because that might give us a little bit of information. We might not find somebody there, but we might find something there. I also worry that if we go to Deep Heart, we're going to get a little bit more sidetracked, because we got so much shit going on there. I can try to find Koldo when we're there, if that's where motherfuckers hiding out. But, and if what Malithus says is true and Koldo's important, then like that's a way to get in with the hierarchy bullshit. But you know, so my vote is Deep Heart, but I do think the Drowned Tower is interesting as a way to maybe leave a message for people to, you know, come seek us out if they need something in good faith. I don't know. I don't talk to gods, so I don't know nothing but faith.
Ariel, everything okay?
Oh yeah, no, this was Ariel actually just raising his hand during that, like
Right.
a good half of that conversation. So it's just like for anyone to. Yeah.
Yes,
Just high fives.
Ariel. Listen, no. Listen. I adore you, but no.
Y'all told me to be friendly.
I've actually never had that happen to me before.
Tag
bad.
team.
If people are looking for me specifically, would it help if I like tried not looking like me? Hmm. I mean, I, I, I turned to the expert tracker on this. Echo, with that, do you think that would help any if I didn't look like me?
If you're being tracked via your appearance, then yes. If you're being tracked through any magical means, or by scent of some kind, then no.
Well, I don't think they're tracking me through magical or scent, other because then they would have just come to where we were, and we would have ran into them days ago. So I think they're just looking for what they think or where they think I am. So maybe not looking like me would help. It's just a thought.
Province hurt, probably.
It's very true.
Okay, I'll brainstorm some ideas.
You also may want to think, in the changing of your appearance, if that's how you go, changing your silhouette specifically.
I mean, I look a lot different than when I first went to the capital. I mean, you didn't know me back then, but these chuckle fucks, I'm constantly changing clothes. I don't know if you've noticed this.
Has your height changed?
Gotcha. Okay.
Echo doesn't see clothes, but Echo can recognize you based on other things. The more you change your silhouette, the more difficult it will be for things without regular sight to notice you as well.
Okay. Okay. I will think of something. Thank you.
Appearance, silhouette, scent. Those are what you want to focus on. I would say, well, you would say magical things, but you can't really. Unless you end up with a magic item to prevent tracking.
No, I don't think so. I just, we'll brainstorm some stuff. I trust your judgment.
Okay.
Eyes.
So,
Okay.
Marisol, what about you? What would be your opinion?
Well, hearing all this, I think it's pretty clear where everyone wants to go. I am not opposed to the idea of backtracking first, like Luce said. Just for the sake of information. But it sounds like we have a pretty good plan.
I have a question for everybody. Just a little one.
Mm-hmm.
Time frame wise, we weren't given a time frame for the silverfish. Of when they wanted to see us, just basically ASAP. Like, drop everything you're doing and come see me kind of situation. There is a risk in this that we will miss the beginning of whatever. I mean, more so like the middle part of whatever's fucking around and finding out with the silverfish from the surface. So, is everyone all right we had no intention of possibly helping with that unless it was something that interested us. Anyways, I think, at least on my part, it was more so just murder. So that was more so my consensus on the whole Silverfish situation was we were only going with the intent to destabilize and also take out that leadership. And the D part is to then possibly fix that power vacuum that's bound to happen. So if we're going to spend the time going to D part, which is a bit of a travel, and then having to go to wherever the fucking Silverfish is, it's like we got to think about the time frame for that as well, and we might miss an opportunity by doing the long end. So that's just my little question as well. To pick it back or whale back. We don't have picks down here.
To my knowledge, we already voted on that, Luce. That was the whole reason why Aaron and I butted heads on plans. I wanted to go straight to the Silverfish, but the group consensus was you need Deep Heart first. Isn't Deep Heart on the way to the Silverfish's location anyway? We're cutting the same path. Well, that was my belief.
Deep Heart would involve going into the Black Ocean. The Silverfish can be in 2 locations right now. We know most of their operations have moved into the border of the Grecan Ocean and the Frozen Salt Ocean. But that
was them that moved.
Sorry, yes, mixing them up. They have moved their physical self to that location. Their physical operations are still located in Ocean Heart. So it depends on how you. It depends where you catch them. They did say to you that they were going to be. They did say they wanted to meet you in where they met before, but their location has changed, which means at some point they perhaps intended on travelling back to Ocean's Heart. Whatever the time frame was for that, you don't know. You didn't really get to that part of the conversation before the guy got Finger of Death.
Is the Silverfish in Ocean Heart, or are they in the city that's named after Adeline?
They're in Atalan.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Feathers say that he could teleport us closer once we got into Deep Heart to save us time on some travel?
Feather has spells that can be used to teleport. He also has the ability to learn spells for other ones. He knows of a teleportation circle located in Atalan. Yes, Echo.
Given the information that we have and the plans moving forward, Echo has a suggestion. As much as it would be interesting and potentially illuminating to go to the tower, because we may be on a time crunch, Echo does not think it may be the best option. If that were not the case, Echo would see no issue with a detour first. But as Echo currently sees it, it may be more detrimental. Echo really wishes we had gotten a time frame.
That was my that was the main basis of it, is like we don't have a time frame. It's very fluid, I guess, of these messages are going out because there's not just one messenger, most likely other messages were found on the body. So there's other people going to try to possibly meet with and or aid the Silverfish. So it's unless we can find a way to decode one of those messages and see if they have a time frame on them, there's no way of knowing a time frame. So
Can we do we still have that body? Can we do the speak with the dead thing again to ask it questions?
Hate
I
it.
do believe the body has been eaten.
Yep.
Okay.
Nom, nom, nom,
I
nom.
thought so, but I thought I should double check.
Echo did ask.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's
Yeah.
fair. No blame on Echo.
We asked for a time frame anyway, and he just said as soon as possible. The guy's
Which
always been
is-
slippery.
Which is why Echo is worried that there is a shorter time frame. I need to ask Bran something.
I'm going back to my dooms.
To your dooms.
I'm in my dooms. I'm staring at my dooms.
I think if you can give me like a hot moment of time, I can probably figure out travel distance and all that. I'm gonna need more. I need a bigger map. It's just what this is. It sounded like. It's good that I make them. Reaver, I'm surprised you didn't pick the Sahagin so you can try to fight them again.
On that particular one, I'm going to say no. On that particular
Interesting.
question. No.
Cool.
Nada.
Lewis, the reply is simple. It's just going to be, I have priorities.
Growth.
There's a little helmet pat.
Ting ting.
Very good. So,
How much does everyone weigh?
I mean,
There's a
root.
reasoning.
That's
There's a reasoning
rude
for
to
this.
ask of a
Fearless
twink.
athlete.
Not fearless.
athlete?
No, I don't have that, but I've got other options in my head.
Is this the
I'm not
Reaver
gonna lie,
Championship
I didn't
joke?
consider the weight of NPCs. But I'm gonna say that Malith is a buff 185.
Okay.
Ariel is a cool 152.
Jesus Christ.
Twink.
Whoever that is.
Going with it,
Feather.
Celia's probably like a swimmer's build 135.
Okay.
Most of it being because most of his internal organs are just like
Dust.
dust. They're just not there. He's built like he's heavier than he should be.
Okay.
this is
This is a
honestly
weird,
a question I
weird-ass
hadn't considered.
conversation.
But there is method to the madness, as the Irish say.
There's a method to the
It was like
madness.
30 pounds max.
Yeah, and you will not be 30 pounds with this plan. You will be part of the plan.
I am part of the plan.
Echo is the mode of transportation.
Echo is
Echo
part
is-
of the mode of transportation.
Oh. Okay.
Echo's not the only one being transport.
Interesting.
Feather, you can still do the old person becomes a bird trick.
I can become a lot more than a bird.
You can make other people things.
Oh yeah, I can turn people into things. Yes.
Cool. Give me 10 minutes and then we're going to do that little thing on me. And we're going to make me one of those taxis we passed. Echo, you can be one of those taxis, right?
Taxis?
Plesiosaur.
He's talking about a plesiosaur.
Oh yeah, Echo can do that.
I could
I'm then going to... Go
just
ahead.
turn myself into something large enough to carry everyone.
Oh, if you could do that, that's easier than my plan.
I mean, it will cost me a simple spell. It'll save Echo energy. Just hope people don't get freaked out.
Why do we need to not get freaked out?
I get the feeling not many of you have ever seen some of the things I turn into. You're probably used to things with fins and flippers and not other things.
Have I seen this thing before that he's referencing? Like, I'm like,
Yes.
what could this be? Excellent.
That then, some mode of transportation itself at least. I guess we pack up and we start getting ready to leave.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, I'm gonna go rifle through those guards' bodies if anybody wants to help me.
Fuck yes! Loot the bodies! Alright, who's looting the bodies?
Bonding time.
I am going to spend 10 minutes casting something.
I just checked Feather's sheet, and he's going to spend an hour like swapping the spell. Okay. Right. So, within that hour, what's everybody doing? I know that Luce and Ariel are defiling the dead. And that's
No, I just do that with Feather.
I was about to say that's just what Luce does at night. Reaver. Underwater options can be very varied.
Okay.
It depends on if you want a choice or if you want me to just run with it.
Run with it.
Okay, cool. Alrighty then. So, within the hour we've got Ariel and Luce doing, raiding bodies. Marisol, Echo, what are you guys doing? You've got an hour to kill.
Marisol,
Yes, Echo.
go forth. You choose. Live your dreams.
Oh, shit.
Don't let your
Uh,
dreams be
Go.
memes.
Do crime.
Be gay, do crime.
Oh man, what dreams can I live out in an hour? We're just gonna have a conversation with Shelly, honestly, just be like, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I slept for like a whole 10 hours. It was really good. I'm now really hungry.
That's
I might go
You're
try
really-
and rustle up some plankton.
Oh yes, I'm sure there are. Well, I actually don't know what is in this area, but it feels like there should be.
There's plankton in most places. It's a microscopic organism.
It makes sense.
I can also eat krill.
Okay.
How about you? How are you doing?
I'm good. Captaincy is new to me, and honestly, I don't know what everyone has seen that has made them decide that I am qualified to lead a group of people. But I appreciate it. I just don't want to do anything wrong.
Well, see, I have this philosophy. And that is that if you don't want to do something wrong, chances are you're not going to. If you don't want it enough, then you'll pursue everything you have to do to make it go right the first time. And while you seem like me to be the kind of person who takes these things seriously, I don't know why I've went from Lenny from Shocktail into Sid the Sloth. It's such an easy way to cross over. They left me again.
Dandelion.
They do this every year.
Must be the last one of the season. Sorry.
You have beautiful eyes.
No thanks. I chose life.
I was like, oh, he's in the L word. Yeah, leprosy.
Oh, the other L word.
It ends with E.
Life.
Life. Oh, I've just made the choice now. Shelley's just going to be Sid the Sloth from Ice Age. It's just happening now. It's way too much. Shelley is then going to go into his little pack, and he's going to take out this very, very small bundle of herbs, and he's going to hold it out to Marisol, and he's going to go, "My folks, we eat this whenever we get a little bit, too anxious about doing things. It chills you right out."
Thank you, Shelley. I will. Well, honestly, I probably. If there is ever a time to chill out, it will probably be in this hour while Feather is becoming something. And
Well-
I'll try what I can only assume is like inedible.
You can assume that if you like.
Oh?
I'm saying nothing. What's that? Drugs? Not in my Christian Minecraft server. It's definitely life. I mean, realistically, it's less like an edible and more like just a supplement that helps you calm down. Like an it's like,
Nice.
like a deep sea Xanax.
See Santa.
That's one for the out of context quotes. It's a deep sea Xanax.
I feel like Marisol could, in fact, benefit from a deep sea Xanax.
I feel there's a load of people who could benefit from a deep sea Xanax.
Denver could also benefit from a deep sea Xanax.
I feel like a load of people in real life need a deep sea Xanax. The deep sea part being the pivotal part of that, as in they need to just get chucked in the fucking ocean.
I mean, damn, sounds nice to me.
You say cruel and unusual punishment. I just say, why is it unusual? Unusual things are the best.
You say cruel and unusual punishment. I say wee.
Cruel and unusual punishment. I say, sounds to me like you're getting awfully offended there, Snowflake. Did I use your insult against you and you got angry? My favourite thing is watching older people get upset at things that they say snowflakes get upset at, and I'm like, haha, you're the snowflake. We grew up in a world you ruined. Not to get too political there, folks! We're gonna go back to deep sea edibles. No, deep sea Xanax. It's not an edible, I swear.
Uh-huh.
Do you take the deep sea Ritalin?
I do.
Your mind becomes clear. And you become really chilled out. As your troubles seem to not wisp away, but become less of a forefront in your mind.
Nice.
You also start saying dude quite a bit.
Oh, dude.
Well,
Before the looting and defiling of the dead, Can I grab Luce for a second?
That would be up to Luce.
Hey, nerd. So I just wanted to give you this idea. I have a thing I can do. I thought it might be able to help you. I know you are deeply opposed to magic. I can do a thing where I can take a spell of mine and put it on a piece of equipment of yours. So it's not you using the magic, but you can still have access to it. Think of it as like how your shield gives a punch. This time you can give the punch. I just wanted to give the offer. You don't have to. I said my piece.
Who the fuck are you calling a nerd?
Oh, I'm sorry. Was there someone else who got starry-eyed at the thought of a lecture?
I'm a literal archaeologist.
Yeah, a nerd. Said
No.
as a compliment. I say it as a compliment.
I was really nice to you. I don't want to go back on that.
I'm
It would
not-
make Marisol sad.
I know. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I promise. I promise. I'm just trying to break tension.
That's fine. I appreciate the offer and I'll keep it in mind. With how things are right now, I don't think I want any new variables that I'm not familiar with. So while we're on our little road trip
If
to
you,
the place where we've got to deal with our past,
yeah,
we can.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying, if you want to know more, I can give you the whole details on what it does and what I do. Like, give you the whole shebang. That way, if it makes you more comfortable about it, but I'm not going to push anymore. Just
That's fine.
wanted to offer.
Do you like Mallet?
I mean, he's a nice guy.
Not like that. Not like that. Do you like Mallet?
I don't know. Right now? He's pretty,
That's all I
I-
needed to know.
but I don't know him like that. I haven't really thought about him like that.
That's all I needed to know.
I mean, I can.
Don't force it on yourself.
No, I
If
mean,
you
just
hurt
like start.
him.
No, I mean, I'm not trying to hurt him. I'm just like, I can put the idea was like, and like look at him. I mean, he has a very
All right,
nice
this is
bicep.
weird.
I'm
No, no, no.
sorry.
Eh.
I'm just saying he has nice biceps. Is that not?
Now I
known?
understand. Nope, I understand now why it's weird for Mallet for me to talk about Feather. Nope, I understand. I've learned the consequences of my questions. Can we please just look through these dead bodies? Please.
Okay. You take that half. I'll take this half.
Investigation checks. Both of you.
You're bigger than me. You're probably gonna be able to get more than me, but. Ma'am, can I help you?
16?
Give me a second. I have acquired my scarf. Don't fuck me, aerial dice. Natural motherfucking 20. 21.
Loose on a 16, you find a couple of javelins on each of them. On one of them, a spear and a shield. On one of them, a curved blade and a shield. For the rules, for stats, we're going to say scimitar. Nothing of major import. Ariel, you find the same on your two. However, on one of them, you find a small green stone. Looks like it's made of looks like the stone's made of jade, and it is shaped, or has a carving of, rather, of like an ear on it. It's a sending stone.
Okay. I was about to say, does Ariel know what a sending stone is?
Oh, sending stones are fairly common items.
Okay.
Or, well, on the surface. Down here, they're a little bit rarer, but you at least know what they are.
I'm just gonna put it in the water, not touch it for a second. Yeah, I got something over here. Then I'm gonna hold on to it again. Also, because there was the conversation, you would know or recognize that one of the rapiers that was on his back, not the one given to him by Malith, is gone. Do with that information what you will. Yeah.
Luce is just gonna put all the weapons in a pile. Just pile of weapons, pile of bodies.
Yep. Piling on the weapons with yours, and
Pile of bodies, pile of heads, usual stuff.
Mm-hmm.
As you do. Well, you found something interesting. Ben, I'm assuming. Is there any... Are all of them in armor?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, well, we gotta get rid of the armor. Weapons are fairly noticeable as well. You found something small that's easy to hide away.
Yeah, but I believe. Yeah, but it's definitely magic.
You can keep that.
Don't
Don't want that shit.
I'm gonna need to talk to your partner about this because, I've set it like down, so I'm not touching it and using it, and people can't hear me through it. Yeah, that's the sending stone, so that someone else has the same thing, and it's basically two-way communication. I'm not touching it, so they shouldn't be able to hear me. But if Feather can figure out, or maybe magic out where the other one is, we might be able to know, get some information. Just a thought.
All right then.
You find anything?
Points to the pile of weapons.
Oh, you too?
I mean, they're guards. That's what they're supposed to carry. I mean, they're...
yeah. But you'd think if they were going to look for someone of importance, they would arm them a bit better, but I don't know. Guess they're cheap. And I'm making this as a joke, Brand. I'm not saying your loot is shit. I want to make that very clear.
That's fine. I'll just note that for next time.
Keep in mind, they hired us to do the bank robbery as well. The
That's
heist.
true.
Like, we were the cheap option as well. This is thematic.
That's true. That's true.
Also the son of a steward who sent these fuckers out, not like the
Yeah. Never mind. This makes total sense. I'm just dumb. I apologize. Let's see. I mean, nothing I can use. I mean, could you use those javelins? I mean, you don't really have anything rangy, do you?
I can throw this. And then literally takes two off of her belt and lifts it. I can throw this.
Okay. I mean, is it going to come back?
Now I gotta go get it. That's why I got
Okay.
this, and pulls out the sickle.
Okay. I'm just saying you could throw these and not have to worry about going and fucking finding the thing. Yeah, I mean, hey, you do you. Whatever works for you.
Typically in this situation, the smart decision is to sell these, but they came from, like, people hired out by nobility, so selling them to someone who isn't used to dealing in shady things is probably not on the table right now. And we got other priorities, so I'm not as worried about these as I should be.
Here's a thought. What if we give them to the Deep Tide as like a peace offering kind of way? It's like, here's some weapons and armor to, make you more susceptible to our cause. Would that help?
if any of these weapons are actually special and not just run-of-the-mill weapons, that might work. It's gonna, if any of these can do anything fun and special like my shield can and like Tooth can, then that would be interesting. But like, it's also we're then weighing ourselves down with trinkets and nonsense that is just run-of-the-mill. Any old, CL could go and walk into an armory and pick up something from a blacksmith. It's like there's anything that is worth the price, but these aren't old as fuck, so I can't evaluate that as well.
That's fair.
Go ask Malith to look at them.
Okay. I can
Do that thing when you sway your hips whenever you ask.
I do a thing when I sway my hips?
Mm.
I mean, you're the one who said I did.
Mm.
I'm just.
If you don't, then you should.
Alright, well, Ariel's gonna walk over to Malith and unconsciously, or subconsciously, yes, Ariel's hips do sway when he walks.
Okay, but before I go to that, I am going to go to the other players and see what they're doing. Echo, Marisol. Oh, I know Marisol's talking to Shelley. Sorry, I forgot we did that. Echo, what about you?
So, before the hours started properly, Echo would actually go to Weaver to acquire something that they gave them a little bit ago. They will ask Weaver to get access to the large tooth fragment that they were storing.
Come off.
Just gonna casually move my head every time, Echo will go in, we'll grab the bit of tooth, and they're going to spend a lot of that hour working on breaking that tooth as best as they can. They'll see how successful they are. Trying to break it into rather small fragments. Relatively small compared to like Luce or Ariel or Reaver. Not small compared to them.
Okay, cool. So here's what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to call that... in order to not pulverize it, it's definitely going to be more of a dexterity thing.
Okay. Oh no.
Give me a dex check. Yeah, just a flat dex check.
Okay. They're gonna be so mad. That's a 5.
You dig your claws into this thing, and you can feel that you can break it. Like, you know you can. It's a tooth. You know you've got the strength to break it. But as you feel around it, you can feel there's rot in this tooth. So breaking it in the usual manner would definitely just fracture this thing down to its core. You might need some method that's a little bit more finessed than brute strength.
They are gonna try at it for a little while before kind of coming to the realization of, shit, I can't do this. And then they're actually going to go and find Malith.
Okay. Malith is fairly easy to find. You approach up on him, and he turns and kind of looks at you and is like, Are you alright there, Echo?
We're fine. Echo was actually wondering if you'd be able to help us.
I'd be happy to help you any way I can. Do you do that often, where you just, sneak up silently on people?
I mean, if we're quiet, we're less likely to get killed. And less likely to lose prey, but
Sorry, excuse me a moment. The rabbits are thumping. Give me just a little minute, guys.
Boom.
Also, I'm so glad I finally got to use the fan for Feather. And if anyone else saw the damn thing.
That's so good.
He do be hot, though.
He'd do. He'd do.
Also, now it is completely canon that Ariel sways his hips whenever he walks.
Mm.
Kyle, you look like you got your thinking face on. What's up, buddy?
I'm waiting to find out what I'm getting, and I'm just working out other side plans because mine's only a 10-minute thing. So it's like, cool. What do I do with the remaining 50? I'm cooking. I've got plans. I've got
I
ideas.
got you. I'm just saying. Do you want a kind of make peace moment?
No, that's far too simple and smart.
Because I could offer Reaver the same thing I offered Luce.
Ah, buddy, that won't go well.
Okay.
I also need
That
to see
might
how.
actually make things worse.
Yeah. I also need to see how a certain, shall we call them, monster reacts to the new addition that will be appearing very shortly.
Mm.
If you do not think that Echo is possibly going to get jealous of the fine steed, you are wrong.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sorry about that.
it's me. I'm the drama.
Rabbits were being
Huh? I'm
Thump
the drama.
thumps.
It's me.
That's good.
Sorry, repeat what you were saying there, Echo.
Oh, Echo is just like, coming up silently. It's easier to not get killed that way, and it's also easier to sneak up on prey. So
Malith can't help but hear the fact it said sneak up on prey, and he's like, okay. What can I do you for?
gonna hold out the tooth. Echo doesn't seem to have the skills necessary, and there is this twinge in their voice that is very clear that they're not happy about it. But it's also very clear that is not directed towards Malith.
Okay.
Doesn't appear to have the skills to break this in the necessary way. Part of it has rotted away, and Echo is not as finesse-based in this category. Echo thinks you might be.
Right. I can definitely take a look for you. And I'm gonna have him roll an investigation check.
Oh.
When he has a -1 to intelligence. That's actually not bad.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him that on a 15. On a 15, Malith will kind of look over the tooth and then say, how many paces are you wanting it into? Do they have to be like a particular size or anything like?
Not necessarily a particular size. They need to be big enough to cause a problem if something bites down on them or grabs them. Small enough to not be an issue allowing an object or a creature to bend. They are going to be spines.
Oh, you want them like segmented into like bits of a spine.
Yes.
Alright, cool. Yeah, give me a moment. And he's going to pull out from his kit this little set. And I'm just going to count it as like leather working tools. Leather working tools seems to be the ones that will make the most sense to me. It'll have chisels, drill bits, things like that for like, punching holes through heavy materials. So he's going to take out like the drill bit and he's going to kind of like put it in the tooth and then kind of like and mark a hole, mark a hole, mark a hole, mark a hole kind of thing. And I'll have him roll for that, so we'll get proficiency on that, dexterity base. That will be... Okay, cool. That's cocked. Okay, cool. 15 plus 7 is a 22. So he drill bits a couple of holes, and then he takes like a chisel, and he kind of chisels in a line connecting up these holes, and then he'll just take a dagger, put it in like the central hole, and as he does that, it just comes clean in half, and you can see the part that's kind of rotted out, and he goes, "Yeah, I can get this done for you. Take me about an hour or so to do it."
Perfect, actually.
If you like,
Thank you.
I can teach you. In case you need to do it again.
We would like that. Thank you.
And over the course of that hour, what they'll do is they'll teach you kind of like, essentially how to dress an animal. Like, if you kill something, how to skin it, how to break it down, basically. You can mark down proficiency with leatherworkers tools. Okay, so that's what you're doing in this little hour of downtime. Ariel, you went over to speak to somebody, am I correct?
Yes, I was actually heading over to Malith
Cool.
and Echo.
I just wanted to make sure I had ended on where you were going to be going. Reaver, what are you doing during this hour?
They've summoned the funny one. I don't know what the fuck's about up here for the first 10 minutes.
Oh, you're doing summon steed.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I'm going to see how the reaction goes to what is my next 15 minutes going to be.
Okay, cool. So summon steed. How long does that take to cast?
10 minutes.
Okay.
And the language I'm going to pick for it that has to know is Abyssal.
Ha ha ha. Okay, fucking dokey. Cool. Roll me. Roll me a D100.
No boy.
On a scale of 1 to 100, how Eldritch
All right.
Abomination is this getting?
31.
31. Alrighty. Bear with me, I'm just looking for my list. That's what I'm looking for. Found it. Right. You said a 31, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Where's the underwater list that I made? Because I know I made one. There we are. And we go down, 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 down.
And a merry-go-round?
Exactly. What's the CR of it that you have to summon?
It doesn't state. It gives average CRs of around a half. Because, like, for example, you can get like an elk, which is, in my opinion, the best pick. But there's a bunch of options. 1 sec. Let me get that spell out for you. Non-spell.
And it says it has to be large, yeah?
It has to be my mount, so yeah. You summon a spirit with the forms of unusually intelligent, strong, and loyal steed, creating a long-lasting bond with it. Appearing in unoccupied space, the steed takes on the form you choose. That's up to the GM in this case. It will have the statistics of the chosen form, though it is either celestial, fey, or fiend. Probably going with fiend instead of its normal type. Additionally, if it has an intelligence of 5 or less, that intelligence becomes 6, and it gains the ability to speak a language of your choice. The steed will serve as a mount, both in combat and out, and that you have an instinctive bond that allows you to fight with it as a seamless unit. While mounted on the steed, I can make any spell you cast. Any spell cast that targets only you, I can make it hit the steed instead. When it drops to 0, it just disappears. If the steed was in 1 mile of me, I can communicate with it telepathically, and I can only have one steed bonded at a time.
Okay.
And it's not a concentration; it just exists forever until it dies, or I tell it to fuck off.
Okay. Cool. I got you. As you finish casting this, there is a moment where an area nearby you starts to shimmer. And that shimmer very quickly turns into like a swirling inky blackness. And emerging from that inky blackness, you see a number of tentacles. And following those tentacles, there comes a long, sleek body. It's like if someone took an eel like a moray eel, and then took the idea of like some kind of plesiosaur and thought, I want to make that, but instead of flippers they gave it tentacles. And it's this weird purplish pink colour. It just makes it look as if the top layer of skin has been taken off and just exposing the raw muscle beneath. But that manifests out of this and looks towards you. And it says, in Abyssal, obviously, "You have called. We are here."
I will reply to it in Abyssal. Go hunt. Find anything, tell me. Don't get caught. And basically have it like hunt round us because obviously we've been attacked repeatedly.
Okay. It will coil up like a spring and then dart off, zooming off to try and find something, as you gave it a fairly vague comment of "go hunt."
Well, it seamlessly understands me, so it's basically like, be a patrol dog.
Yeah. Okay. Going to you now, Ariel, now that I've confirmed what everybody else has been doing. Take it away.
Going to sashay my way over to Malith, I guess, and Echo. With this,
It's gonna look up to you like,
armfuls
why are you
of
walking?
weapons.
Why are you walking weird?
Apparently I don't know. Luce said I walk a certain way, and now it has to be self-conscious, and now I think I'm doing it on purpose. I don't know. I thought I was doing this naturally, but anyway, we found all this shit on the bodies. My question is, do you think Deep Part would, if we gave them all these weapons and the armor, would that make them more amicable to our cause?
The Deep Tide are definitely gonna like it if you give them weapons and armor. They're kind of fighting a war, like.
Kick ass. Well, I mean, I'm just gonna find somewhere to put all this. I did the one bag. Another feather knows any magical bullshit.
People run to this guy a lot for magical bullshit.
I mean, he is the magical bullshit guy. He's the wizard.
He's also fucking terrifying. And
He's a-
unhinged.
He's a softie.
You understand that he killed somebody with his finger like a minute ago, right?
Yeah. Hey, we've all killed things.
Yeah, but have you ever pointed your finger at somebody and they just died? Like, there was no flash, no bang, no puff of smoke. You just pointed at someone and they died.
No, but I've made someone think I could.
Right. But he did!
Yeah, it was impressive.
There was
Thank
no
God
sound!
he's on. Yeah, thank the gods he's on our side.
Yeah, that's still... Nah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Sorry, no. Anyway, what do you need from me?
I mean, well, you just answered my question, but what you guys doing?
He's gonna look at Echo as if, like, am I allowed to tell? We're breaking apart a giant tooth into little bits to make a spine.
Oh, so that's what you wanted it for. That's really cool. I wouldn't have thought of that.
We wanted upgrades.
Hey,
Upgrades, people. Upgrades.
upgrades. Hey, we'll definitely do it. I'm glad you can find some use for it.
We are too. You had a very interesting collection.
Yeah. Well, by all means, I'm gonna. Mal, do you want to hold on to this, or
What is it you're offering him, sorry?
basically the loot, the
Oh, the javelins and
the
stuff.
swords?
He'll put his hands down and say, yeah, I'll take them.
Yeah, I figured this can help us get in better standings with Deepheart.
Okay. He will take those.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. And I'll just like bump him. Or wait, should I call you Teach? Sensei? I don't know. You've been teaching me shit.
You should just call me Malif.
Fair enough.
Are you, like, okay?
Insight check.
I'll give it to you. You notice the tippity tappities. There's a little on edge and being more friendly because a thought was put in his head that he didn't think about. So now he's questioning shit.
He's nervous. He's thinking about something.
Isn't everyone thinking about something?
Not like you. Not like now. What are you thinking about?
Lots of stuff.
Such as?
Such as some work I have to do with my gauntlets. If you'll excuse me.
Insight check.
I mean, I'll roll for it. Yeah, I rolled a 3. Well, he's not lying. But it's not a full truth. He does have some work to do.
Echo, watching Ariel kind of move off, goes, half truth.
Malif is going to look at you, Echo, and be like, are you going to do that with everybody?
Not in all situations.
Ariel just turns to Echo and goes, if it's great, you're very good at what you do. Then we'll swim away.
It's what Echo was built for. They certainly hope so. Turn back to Malith.
Malf is just looking at Echo with this sense of like, the Tide are gonna love you.
How so?
Oh, several people in the Tide are famed for their abilities to lie. It'll be really fun to see them get taken down a peg.
It's Echo's face melts into the full, genuine smile. That will be fun, won't it?
It will be very fun.
And they'll settle in to keep watching.
Is that it for everyone for the hour?
I'm just gonna, if I
Right.
may, I am gonna do my rune shaper thing, and I'm gonna carve the rune I have
Okay.
on the back of my braces of defense, and then
Okay.
use the rest of the hour to short rest that spell slot back,
Okay.
if I may.
What rune is it you have just now?
It is the death rune.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's fine.
So, yeah, I have plans.
Is that everything for you, Ariel?
That's everything.
Okay.
That's it.
Then on that note, Celia is going to stand up, flex their fingers, and then be like, okay, I have the spell ready. Is everybody ready to go?
Wait. Luce just walks up, grabs Further by the face, kisses him, just like, all right, just in case it's a little too weird.
Weird is definitely
And then-
a word.
Yeah. And then basically gently headbutts him and then takes a step back for the weirdness.
After the kiss, it's big, wide smile. And he's going to go, oh, I think you're going to like this. And on himself, he's going to cast Polymorph. And he's going to crouch down, he's going to touch the ground, and as he does it, he spreads his hand into the silt and fully immerses his hands. And as he pulls them out, these blue scales can be seen creeping up over his skin. And then he puts his hands like across his chest like this, and as he does so, you watch as as the scales spread from his hands across his body, but his hands start to meld into his body. And then his body starts, this is where it gets really weird, because his body starts to elongate. Eventually stretching until he is Echo in a similar length to what you achieved when you went gargantuan. Because he's going to stretch to a full gargantuan length. His cloak almost like spreading down to the bottom of his feet, and then the skin of the feet scaling over and wrapping around it, forming a large tail. The tail looks like the same texture as wet petals. You know, almost like thick paper. Of this deep charcoal grey spreading to a pale grey at the edges. And the head that turns round is almost crocodilian in its length. And the rows of teeth as they snap over, but there's like frills and such that come off it. Very the way the colour dissipates through it is very cherry blossom-esque, heavier in the centre and lighter round at the edges. As he turns into a sea drake, or well, a sea dragon, sorry. Sorry, the preferred term is sea serpent. I knew it was one of them. So yeah, he turns into the stat block being used is an ancient sea serpent. But he doesn't look like an ancient sea serpent. He looks like the typical depiction of like an underwater dragon, like full length serpentine body, fins, tail, back sail.
Like a Chinese dragon?
Yeah, I guess that.
Would that-
That's like in shape. Yes.
So, just for my own mental image. So, if anyone has seen the newest Godzilla movie, there's a kaiju called Tiamat. It's exactly what this is sounding like, and it's awesome.
I've literally just typed into Pinterest undersea dragon to try and see if I can find something that fits the description. I think I found something along the lines of what I'm talking about. Yes, I have. I'm going to drop it into the chat. Or I'll be dropping it into the game images.
I will also drop something into game images to see if this helps.
No, not fins like that. The fins are definitely shorter. They look more. They're definitely fins rather than wings. But I'm trying to find the picture and I can't find it because my computer's being weird. Saying right, okay, I know where to find it now. I know where to find it. I'm going to it just now. Bear with me a moment. I will find you. And I will kill you.
Huh?
Here we are. Very long, thick, like very serpentine body. Not like a like there's no disparity between like the neck and the head. Like it goes in one full length, very snake-like. This deep colour to it, a deep blue, with like golden frills and such. I've put the image in there, so you have an idea of what he turns into. And we'll say for size comparison, the floating figure would be loose for the sake of size comparison.
It smooched the snoot.
But yeah, that's what he turns into. More than large enough for everybody to grab on and for him to...
Well then, that's definitely moving in style.
As he talks then, as this sums up, and because you can still talk, and he's going to say, I didn't know if it would be jarring to see such a transformation. Where are we going? That's literally the deepest I can make my voice without it being like.
Luce, your partner's so fucking cool.
I know. Going to deep heart. Everybody ready?
Question first. Did it hurt?
No, it's not like what you do.
Of course it's not. Echo's prickly.
Echo's jealous.
Correct.
Like you're bigger. You're even more bigger than me, and it didn't hurt.
No, we don't. No,
I
no,
will-
Echo and what Echo
Same
turned
size.
into is the same size class.
But it takes shit for them
Yeah.
to get there.
Yeah.
So, if I can hear Echo's like question, because I know how Echo's been, I'm just gonna simply utter under my breath. You can fucking break it out easy though. And then if they give the like that weird look that you just gave, is like that doesn't stay like yours does. One right hit and he stops thinking about it. Gone.
That does, in fact, appear to improve Echo's mood as they kind of like puff up a little bit, like, okay.
Using that moment of distraction, I'm going to say an abyssal in my head, follow at a mile back to my my steed.
Okay. Your
So I
steed
don't
will
want to
say,
deal with that
"We
bullshit right now.
will Obey.
Yep.
Your steed is an edgelord.
Yeah.
Your
Correct.
steed is definitely not based on Flotsam and Jetsam. Poor sweet child. Okay. At that point, he is gonna. I've never actually turned into one of these before, so you might want to hold on. Does the party want to dash, or do they want to move at a leisurely pace?
Captain?
I kind of want to see how fast the dragon can go.
To be clear, this is not an actual dragon. It is simply a minor draconic cousin.
Do not ruin it!
Okay.
The compliment.
At which point they will rear themselves up and then Echo, one thing you'll be able to notice is that this is more about taking the form. Yours is more about understanding how the form works and then taking it. There's definitely parts where they're like, okay, I'm off bat. I don't know how to move as this thing. There's like a strong 10 minutes of I don't know how to move like a giant fucking serpent before he gets the undulation of the butterfly style swimming down. But
Having a
eventually,
learner's permit.
he's pulling off at 120 feet per 6 seconds.
Jesus.
That's at the dash. So that is 1,200 feet per minute.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what that is in miles per hour. I'm assuming it's high. Feet per minute.
Hang on. It is 200 feet per second, not 1,200 feet. So that's 136 miles an hour.
Oh!
Why, there's a Ferrari.
No kidding. A topped out Ferrari.
Oh, I got a wee ping there. Oh, thanks for the cheer, Wango. Wango cheered for us. And there's another shiny in gold. We've already got one on tap. You guys need to stop doing this. Everybody ends up with legendary gear, for fuck's sake. Like...
Hey, we killed something for ours.
That's fair. That's fair. But on that note, as you guys are making your way towards Deep Heart now, I'm going to take us on to our 15-minute break, at which point I'm going to roll up the weather conditions and random encounters for the 4 days of travel they'll be doing. Don't go anywhere, folks, and we will see you after our 15-minute break. Hi there, folks. Welcome back to part 2. We definitely did not almost start World War III, sorry, based on tea. Anyway, we are on our way to Deep Heart, the deepest of places within the Black Ocean. Well, it's not really, actually. In fact, none of that sentence was remotely true, except the fact that we are on the way to Deep Heart. But Deep Heart has got a bit of travel attached to it. And with that travel comes weather and random encounters. Now, the weather in the Black Ocean is usually quite stagnant.
And did you see my DM?
I did not. I got too carried away with the tea chat.
I knew it.
Let's see. Bum 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 bum. Okie dokie. Absolutely fine. So, making your way to Deep Heart, so you're on the back of this thing and it hurtles across the ocean. It rattles, like immediately as you kick off, you lurch away off the edge and down into the Black Ocean. You delve through the descent, straight into the Black Ocean. Now, first things first, for the first day, as you enter the Black Ocean, weather, oh ho 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 ho. I was like, Black Ocean is going to be 75% dead still water. Okay? And then you go from there and you go, 75% of the time it's like that. 20% of the time, a bit of a current. 5% of the time, all out fucking chaos, storms and all that shit, right? I rolled a 94. Which means there's a little bit of a current, little bit of activity, but nothing major. You were one away from getting a full ass fucking storm on your first time in the Black Ocean.
Well, we bring them with title.
I mean, that's a fair fucking point, actually. Fair fucking point. Random encounter. Let's see if you get one. So that'll be a d20. Okay. Who wants to volunteer?
Sure.
Echo, could you roll me a d100? I saw you put your hand up. You can't retract.
But someone spoke. Okay.
Yeah, but you had the hand up as I was going, shh.
All right, what am I rolling?
A d100, if you please.
Okay. 19.
19. Okie dokie. 19. Let's see. Okay. As you guys are hurtling away through, it's been about 3 hours of movement at this point. And, at the end of each hour, Celia's form pops into existence for a little point before he just casts this spell again, wraps himself up, and then just hurtles along again. But eventually he's like, I've used up all the available capabilities I have of this, I need to rest for like an hour. And he stops after this 3 hour mark. And as he stops and, has to swim down to the bottom to find a place to set up, like a small, camp, you guys find evidence of a camp already here. Bear in mind, we are in the Black Ocean. It is damn near pitch black. Well, I say damn near. It is pitch black, but most of you have dark vision. So you can see in black and white around you right now, guys.
Nice. I just want to talk about this before I do it. I think adding a little more light to this situation would help. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, no. That to me is a dinner bell. No.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's just asking.
You'll get the thumbs up, but like the head shake of like, mm-mm.
DM question. Being as a person who traversed the Black Ocean and stuff, could I look at this campsite and like try and make heads or tails of it? Seeing as I probably made something similar.
You certainly could, yeah. It would be a survival check.
Yeah, I'm decent at that.
While that's happening, Echo's gonna try to bloodhound around, see if there's anything nearby.
Okay, for you, Echo, make me a investigation check.
That's an 18.
18 on the survival. This was set up not by somebody who's like a trained sort of like this. To put in perspective, this wasn't set up by somebody who was like a ranger. This was someone who had very little and knew very little, and they just kind of ramshackled together a very basic camp. It's not even set out in a really hideaway place. It's set up fairly open.
So
Like any
very
predator,
familiar.
yeah, any predator that knows this area would have seen them a mile off.
No, I would relay that to everyone around, as I assume Echo is bloodhounding.
Echo, while you're bloodhounding, what was your investigation roll?
I think Echo's a little too busy being pissy. I rolled a nat 1.
Okay. On a nat 1, I'm not going to disparage Echo's capabilities. It's less about finding anything and more about finding anything of use. Okay? You find lots of bits of bone and debris, but nothing that's of any use to you, nothing that you would consider an upgrade. Alright? Why is Echo pissy? If I can just for a kind of sense of understanding about that.
So, I'll give you the brief little outline of what's led Echo to being pissy.
Okay.
So, first, Echo had the interaction with the monster in their head, with
Right.
the other experiment. And the fact that they're being potentially upstaged by something in that regard.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
unacceptable.
I had a thought
They're
of
competitive.
that. I had a thought of that.
So there's that. And then there is not being able to do anything with the tooth. Not having that skill set to start off with. And therefore not being able to add something to themselves on their own. So that's just a skill deficiency. And then Feather, who they had an interesting conversation on the monster versus not monster thing, then is able to do something very similar to what they're able to do at a currently faster speed at the same size with no pain.
Right.
Echo is feeling upstaged and is getting competitive.
Okay, got you. Got you. Okay. Okie dokie. Well, like I said, on the Nat 1, again, I don't want to I don't see this as like, Nat 1 is like, oh, you failed. I never ever see it like that. I more see it as like, there's, again, I don't want to disparage Echo's skills. Echo's a very, very capable scavenger and hunter. So I'm not going to say you don't find anything. I'm going to say you don't find anything of use. Alright? Short resting for an hour as Echo is off on their own particular investigation trail. What do the rest of you want to do with the information that Ariel has found, if anything? I will say, Celia is out of commission. He is sitting down, like, trembling. Like he's like flexing his hands and taking breaths, but his entire body is trembling.
Danny, did you have anything Marisol was doing?
Not currently. Did you have something you wanted Marisol to be doing?
Marisol doesn't have dark vision, correct?
No.
That's what I thought. That's
Okay,
what I thought,
Marisol,
what I remembered.
You've been in the pitch black for 3 hours.
You can see me.
Yeah, you can see, you can see the lava lamp.
Echo faintly glows.
Luce is just going to, as soon as Feather drops that form in polymorph, Luce just scoops up Marisol. Just bridal carry, basically.
Nice.
And it's just, I don't think you can see right now, but I can. So just trust me with this. And Luce is going to, yeah.
I will absolutely trust you with this. You are right. I cannot see a single thing.
Yeah, I just didn't want you wandering around in the dark and finding across something. And just well, bridal carrying Marisol, we're gonna go over to Feather.
As you say that, you find something, you guys hear just faintly off in the distance this groaning from some huge undersea beast. Far in the distance.
Nope. We're still going to Feather. Luce is gonna settle Marisol with Feather. And just like the same sleeping arrangements we had last time. We took a rest. It's going to be Luce and Feather next to each other, and Marisol and Feather are going to be, and Luce is going to be in the center of the two of them. And it's just kind of one hand on Feather, stabilizing him because he's tapped, one hand on Marisol because Marisol is blind.
Okay. Ariel, Reaver.
The horrible realization that all Marisol can see, because Echo's gone, is my glowing eyes. And that's just the eyes.
Terrifying.
Yeah, that is terrifying.
It would be scary if I did not know you. But weirdly, it is a little comforting.
Oh, it's not going to be in a second when I say an abyssal heal.
You say healing in your voice. We will obey.
Reaper.
Okay, so Reaver, anything else for you at all?
Very much god dogging wherever that groaning came from. So basically, not standing literally over, but putting myself in front of the blind and the useless.
To reiterate,
And me.
the thing was a vast distance away.
Oh yeah, but I don't know. I've only got a 60-foot dive, and I'm like, okay, that direction, somewhat maybe.
I'm forgetting. Echo. You can roll me a nature check with advantage.
Can I?
Yes.
Can you?
certainly
I'm.
can.
I'm
I can't guarantee
really
it will
making.
go well.
Okay, there it goes. 19.
A 19. Okay. The noise that was made, you recognize it. It comes from a creature down here, which is similar in regards to similar to like krakens, but less So like when you look at like standard D&D krakens, they almost look quite reptilian. Like the facial shape with the tentacles and such. This one is more like a large cephalopod. Like you know, you're more your Scandinavian kraken rather than your Greek kraken. Okay.
Gotcha.
Except that it also does have what's the word I'm looking for? It also does have it doesn't have like a standard bulbous head with the tentacles. Imagine if you took like a lamprey and then fused that with like a squid. And I mean like a Humboldt squid.
Okay.
Okay? So it's a serpentine creature with 10 tentacles around the mouth, 2 longer ones used for grabbing and holding. It's not the largest of predators, but it's definitely huge in size comparison, and they are known to prey on much larger prey than themselves. Like latch to the face and start just burrowing away. Do I have a name for this thing? Not yet, but when I do have a name, you will know what it is. But yeah, you do recognise it. It is very much one of those. On your list, it's probably in the red zone. Like avoid. Like don't cross paths. Much too big. Much too big. Does anybody have anything they would like to do in reference to the campsite?
I think if anything, Marisol will ask Luce to describe what they can see.
What can Luce see at the campsite? It's weird. Like, are we a little bit away from the campsite? We're not in the campsite proper, correct?
No, I'd say you guys have maybe went, a fair wee, a bit off from the campsite.
So from whenever we were going over it, I guess.
So what you would have seen is a very, very noticeable place where somebody like actively dug roughed out a spot to curl up and sleep in.
Mm-hmm.
The remnants of some kind of undersea fire or source of heat. There's no geyser, so it was definitely some form of magical flame, which again is fairly common underwater. It's fairly common that magic flames are used where geysers are not readily available. So what I'd say is fair that you can discern is that this person was obviously capable of using magic or had some kind of magic item.
This will kind of describe that to Marisol. And how far away is Reaver?
I guess that would depend on if Reaver
You're
came
muted.
to
that
this
was
location
muted.
of the party.
Maybe 7 feet away. Just basically not enough that if I have to backswing with a blade, I'm not going to accidentally hit someone. I'm very much standing over the blind and the useless.
Yes. Where is Ariel?
Ariel is in the vicinity of the campsite, but not like in it. Just like doing a 360, just scoping it out.
So Ariel is visible,
Alright.
but currently about 80 feet away.
Ariel's
Oh!
busy.
And
Ariel's busy and Echo's do it, Echo.
Echo's
Where is Malith?
Echo's like 500 feet away, just casually scoping about. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Malith is. While you guys are sitting down resting, Malith is probably sitting like doing some kind of weird shit that he does. Checking his gear. Just I don't know, posing and looking at his biceps. Whatever the weird shit himbos do, like. He's looking at a bit of reflective glass and doing this and singing "I Am a Real American."
That's
damn it.
everyone who is with us currently, correct? Because
Yes.
Adelan and Shelly stayed back.
Yup.
Thank fuck. Luce is going to call out to Reaver and Malice, being very notable about their volume in doing so, because knowing where the fuck we are and what big things like to hunt down here, is going to say, what are the chances that makeshift campsite is a trap set to unsuspecting travelers who don't know their way down here?
Malith will look at it and say, honestly, not a high one. It doesn't have anything you'd want to go near it for. It has a fireplace and remnants of a place where somebody slept. That doesn't scream to me, come and have a closer look at this. That screams to me, somebody was very, very ill prepared for setting foot out here. And that means they're probably already dead.
Reaver?
I pretty much second it. I'm not looking for people to be a problem.
It's more of a... People ain't the only intelligent things down here.
I'm gonna turn a look at Malith.
Uh-huh.
If you hear any singing, tell me.
Excuse me. Singing. Okay, got it.
Something pulling you towards it.
Okay. I'll be sure and tell you.
And probably by the time this conversation is finished, I imagine a certain creature has showed up. Right behind fucking Malith, most likely.
Yeah, I'd say it's about fair that but this thing just comes screaming towards you. It doesn't halt at anybody. It doesn't sneak round. It just kind of, and you guys watch as this tentacled eel thing just warps its way around in front of Reaver and looks very, very obediently at him and drops in front of you, Reaver, like a dead, half-chewed grouper. And it's just like, we hunted.
Anything?
And they look at the grouper fish.
Nah. Eat it.
They immediately start to fucking chow down on it. Malith is going to make a... Not Malith, sorry. Celia is going to make a symbol loose. More like a gesture which you can take to very clearly say, I'm not even going to ask about that. Like I'm not even bothering. That is just an occurrence. It makes perfect sense for Reaver. I'm not even gonna bother asking.
This is going to describe the creature for Marisol. And just say, I think Reaver found a friend.
Oh dear God. This is fine. He made a friend. We should be happy about that.
Consider it an extension of my will. It can die, and it doesn't matter. I can just bring it back again and again and again.
We are very
like
somehow
if
that
persistent.
Somehow that doesn't make it better, but I will take the extra set of eyes.
Anything else for the party over the hour?
Well, I'm waiting for Echo to show up. actively looking for Echo now, not looking for the hunters.
Echo, do you return after not finding much of anything?
Yes.
I always like to check. You never know.
I that was less to you and more of, is there any reason they wouldn't? That was more of me thinking
Alright,
thing.
okay.
I know, they would after finding jack shit.
And Echo, as you return, does the party want to move on, or do they want to meet camp here for the rest of the day? Moving on.
This is where Echo's been chilling. Echo's fine, but
Yeah.
So you move on, and the day continues very much like this. Travel 3 hours, stop so that Celia can recharge, because you have to be able to recharge, and then continue on. On the next day, after this prolonged journey time down here, second day, everything is calm. There is no currents to be felt, perfectly smooth and fine waters. However, random encounter. There is none. Eventually again, however, Celia has to stop and rest. And what stops and rests in at this point is there is what appears to be the ruins of a small village. The walls are still there, most of the buildings are intact, but it's completely dead. What would you guys like to do?
I'm actually gonna find Luce.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. You want to go see if you can figure anything like archaeology stuff about this village? Might be a thing.
In the Black Ocean.
I mean, isn't it like a lot of people don't travel here? You could learn something that nobody knows.
Only if it's old as shit.
I mean, it's ruined.
That modern things can get ruined easily with a big enough kerfuffle. Once feathers unpolymorphed, Marisol's being grotto carried. Marisol hears this conversation.
Yeah, Marisol's just gonna look up from Luce's arms, just be like, "It's going to be interesting, whatever it is. I can't see."
That's what worries me.
Here's the thought, and I know light is big. What if I put light deeper into the sand to make it like a less noticeable glow? That way Marisol could see. And that way it's not a bright ass dinner bell.
Echo. Can you watch over Marisol?
Do you hand Marisol to Echo?
I let Marisol swim for herself, but I do make the motion of the hand over to Echo.
Send the mermaid to the lava lamp.
Marisol's being held. Say, can you watch over? So it's like, okay,
Yeah?
arms out.
If you don't mind.
I'm pretty sure, because I'm pretty sure I remember Echo's strength score. I'm pretty sure Echo, even being the 2 foot tiny thing up, could bench press Marisol like nothing.
Echo could bench
Oh,
press
I'm
Reaver.
positive.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. Never mind. Forget I said anything smart-assy.
Just here you go. All right, I'm gonna leave you with Echo. Reaver,
Reaper's just gonna look at you.
would you like to stay here, or would you like to go investigate the ruins?
How close are we to the ruins?
I suppose I'd leave that up to yourselves. Close enough to see that there's gates, but I'll let you decide. Somewhere within 50 feet, at least.
Okay. I'll come with
All right.
Echo. And I'm just going to then look away for a moment because I've obviously sent this thing away while it's away. I'm going to say again in Abyssal Heal and wait for it to come back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to then tell it to like sit, lie down. And we're going to point at it and goes, if this thing comes charging towards where we've went, we're in trouble.
Question. When you speak, is it mentally or out loud?
Probably if I'm smart enough in my head.
Are you?
However, yeah, that's the question. I'm gonna.
It's got a 6 in intelligence. It's probably speaking out loud.
Yeah.
Do I understand that?
Do you understand Abyssal?
Seeking. Bran,
Yeah?
is
Does
that
Echo
something I understand?
Oh, sorry, I thought
Yeah.
when you said I'm seeking that, I thought you were looking at your character sheet. No, you do not recognise the Abyssal language.
It would not
Okay.
be on my character.
Yeah, I know,
sheet,
that's why
not
it just
yet.
clocked in my head there. Oh shit, yeah. No,
Gotcha.
you do not speak Abyssal.
Ooh. Learning.
Okay.
Also check your DMs, but that's for later.
Okay, checking DMs.
Listen.
Can I get the
Then
color
thick-
chart, buddy? And I'm also going to let you know I'm going to actively now fuse with the clamshell. So I am constantly touching your heart. So I know what you're feeling.
Okay.
Oh,
So
fuck
the
the cheat
simultaneous.
codes.
The simultaneous.
I'm gonna wait until I get the answer from Bran real quick.
So, based
Just in
on
case.
that, no, this place is no.
I didn't think so. Cool.
I will be sure to tell you if a place is familiar to you. But I mean, the place that you called home in the Black Ocean was a wee bit away from here. The Dead Straits is a little bit
That's
away.
not why.
Right, okay, cool.
I'll message you why just to make sure, but
I think I've got the idea why. In relation to one of the previous questions.
no.
No? Okay, cool, then I don't know the reason why, so shoot me.
Could absolutely title this episode "Brain Check Your DMs."
I'm so sorry. To let you know, I will be asking you questions much more often now. I'm gonna live in your DMs.
It's for
But everyone else do
everybody
other
wishes
things.
they could live.
It's gay.
Super gay. Okay. So no, you don't speak Abyssal. No, it's not that. It's
I
not.
didn't think so. Thank you.
So, Luce, Ariel, and Reaver approaching.
I'm waiting to find out what Echo's feeling.
I'm so sorry.
It's cool. It's me being like, how problematic if I leave you and this thing in the same vicinity? And also just checking in.
All right. So mainly getting Amber.
Mm-hmm.
There are just as subtle as last time you checked. There are still those little pulses of Viridian, but it's very small, very subtle. You could miss it.
Okay. Can I miss it when I feel it? Is the question.
No, you
Yeah.
can't. Bastard. I'll give you a little more in depth, like in messages, but that is what it
Absolutely
is.
fine. Are you hungry?
Always.
Okay.
You'll notice that just doesn't go away.
Okay. So I will say I'm happy to go, but if you want, Echo's probably a better take. Loose. I'm happy to guard.
It's up to y'all. I figured because Echo gives off light, Marisol could see for a short range without Ariel having to bury light in the sand. However the fuck that would work.
If Echo is coming, I would also like to come.
All right.
It sounds interesting.
This sounds like a group trip.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Just holding Marisol.
We're making a group trip. Then.
Pass the mermaid. Pass
Pass.
the mermaid.
Blind mermaid.
Celia,
The blind mermaid.
Celia will summon his staff and use it to. At this point, it's the first time that he's actually showing how old he is, because he gets up and he's like really heavily leaning on this staff.
I'll come hear you, and Luce will bridal carry like Celia.
There you go.
There it is.
You do that, and he actively sighs in relief, and he's like, "I mean this in no way, shape, or form as a mockery, but my hero."
You know, you could just ask me to carry you.
I'll be sure.
You can ask for him.
I'll be sure to take that into consideration.
You can ask for help. I don't mind. If we do get into a fight, I'm gonna have to grab you and do the fighting thing. But I will hopefully have time to walk you
He will nod and smile at that.
while carrying the wizard. Onwards.
You guys move towards these city walls. The gates are wide open. Not like they're suspiciously wide open. I mean, like, whenever they've been opened, they just haven't been closed. They're not opened all the way. They seem to be open at both, like not the same angle. So very heavily suggests just being thrown open and marched through or whatnot. But as you guys come close, I need you all to roll wisdom saving throws.
God damn it.
Wasn't meaning for that.
I was ready for that.
Love it.
Reaver.
12.
Echo.
Give me 2 seconds. Go to everyone else first.
Cool. Marisol.
23.
Ariel.
22.
Luce.
Also 12.
Oh. Not our bruisers.
Echo, do you have this?
I will in a moment. Yes.
Okay.
16.
16, okay.
Wait, no, that was with advantage. I don't have advantage on that. 12.
Oh no!
All 3 melee. 12. Excellent.
I didn't even notice.
Oh, watch us be a mind controller with fuck up.
The three of you start to hear strange music. Like singing. But just more like vocalization.
Is this the same as last time? Because I actively heard it for a while and fought with it.
would it count as the same? I'm going to say no. This is different. This voice is sweeter.
Oh.
Does that make us feel or do anything?
It is definitely compelling you to do something. A charm effect, if you will. So I'm just clarifying, does anybody here...
Right.
Anybody got
Deep
immunity
sea
to the
elves?
charmed effect?
No, it's only sleep, the deep sea. That I think we get, maybe.
Because I think just as a
I think it's just sleep.
regular elf.
So you're immune
think
to
it
being
is
put. You're immune to being put to sleep,
Magical.
and you
Yeah.
have advantage on saving throws against being charmed.
Hey.
Wait.
Because why not?
Nope, the 12 was better.
Cool.
Yeah, the 16 was better. So yeah.
That's a natural 1. Plus
Buddy.
1 would make it a 2. But we're going with the 12.
So other than Luce, none of you have any kind of immunity, restraint, or resistance to charm effects? Okay, then the charms are telling you this. And I trust you all not to metagame.
Mm-hmm.
The house in the centre of the village is safe. You should bring your friends there.
In the dumbness
Oh.
of dumb, I'm going to try and speak back to it because I've started learning how telepathy works. Just see if it works. It was like, are the other places not safe?
It simply tells you the house in the centre of the village is safe. You don't need to worry
Okay.
about any of the other houses.
Okay.
Lovely.
I think at this point, as we arrive at the gate, Ariel's trying to be smart and is looking at the architecture of the gate. Luce, I'm dumb as fuck. Do you know anything about this?
I mean, at least you admit that about yourself.
Of
Proud
course
of
I
you.
do.
With the hold on. Character sheet, cooperate. When you enter a ruin or dungeon, you can correctly ascertain its original purpose and determine its builders, whether those are some known race. In addition, you can determine the monetary value of art objects more than a century old.
The construction here is Sicalian.
This is immediately uncomfortable. That's not surprising. This is immediately uncomfortable. Does the style of Sicilian architecture is it similar to the Deep Song Monastery?
Similar in regards to there are several patterns that are very, notable. But no, this seems to be more like a proper Sicalian village. Like all the buildings are spherical.
Is it more reminiscent of Cephalophore?
Yeah, honestly, yeah, it looks a bit more like how the buildings would in Cephalophore.
Okay. Can I make a roll or be able to ascertain about how old some of this might have been?
Yeah, I'd say give me a history check with advantage because you have that whole thing about being able to just identify styles and shit. So, yeah.
With advantage, it is going to be a 22.
On a 22, you'd estimate this to be anywhere between the past 300 to 400 years old. Like, built 300 to 400 years old. As for how long it's been empty, you can't tell that.
Well, this is old as shit. It's about 300-400 years old. It was built by Sicalians. Which means Sicalians build downwards, so we need to find a way to go down, most likely, if there's anything hiding place-wise. But we also need to find a safe place to be, because I don't want to be out here in the open.
We'll go to the center then.
Because it will take longer if something's inside it to be able to find us, or something coming in trying to find us.
I won't metagame, but I don't know how to justify going into the center of a place first. Anyway, Marisol, I'm going to ask for you to hop on the thing so you can be carried easily, because it's a mount. And you can't see. So this is how we can move quicker to the center where it's safe.
Okay,
Marisol, do you climb onto the mount?
I'll climb onto the mount. Can I get an insight check? I feel like how quickly everyone agreed would tip off Marisol that something might be happening a little.
So
People are getting along. This is strange.
I'll give you the insight, but I will give you disadvantage on it, and I'm going to explain why. The people that are agreeing are Reaver and Luce.
Fair.
They very
Fair.
often
Not
agree.
smart.
Not only that, they also very often are on the kind of same side as each other, and on top of that, Echo would also, although Echo hasn't vocalized yet, Echo is also in the same boat as, like, Center's probably good at, like, body language wise would be leaning towards Center because of the charm effect in and of itself, so.
Echo would also actively be saying, going to the center would be the best idea in this particular instance, because if something were to come get them, there would be more that it would have to go through. It would be easier to hear if it had to go through more things, and if the larger it is, the more difficult it would be to get to them in the middle of buildings.
Well, there you go. There's
Completely
also a
fair.
justification as to why Echo would be saying it.
The roll was a 9, so
Oh, buddy.
Oh, honey,
Well,
sweet
fucked.
child. Okay.
Damn.
So, are you climbing onto the eel creature?
yeah, this all seems fine to me. I'm glad everyone's getting along for a change.
That should have been your first warning.
I was about to say! Well, no, it's those three, so yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay. So it's been voiced out loud to head to the centre. It's probably safer there. It's your best bet.
Can I do a thing as we're moving our way into town? Can I like look into some of the decrepit houses just to see like
You certainly
if
can.
anything stands out?
If you're just doing a general scan like that, that would be a perception check. If you're looking for
I'm just,
finer
like-
details, that would be investigation.
Yeah. Well, hold on. What's my? Yeah, I'll do perception. That's better. Jesus. Hey. 22. With a nat 19.
On what?
Perception.
Perception? As you look around, there's no signs of, like, things being scattered about or anything like that. Honestly, everything just looks as if it was left the way it was.
Hey, Luz.
Hmm?
You know about ruins and, like, how they become?
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean when a place is just left? Like, nothing's scattered about. If it just looks like people just fucked off. What does that usually mean? It's like...
It usually means that people just kind of fucked off. It can be a plethora of reasons. I mean, if we find any signs of destruction or any signs of bodies or anything of that like, it just usually means that something came tearing through. But we're also in the Black Ocean, so that comes with its own risk and dangers. While the weather treats you kindly sometimes, it doesn't always. It could have also been that something broke out and caused this to be an unlivable place and might have contaminated things. From a historical sense, at least.
Okay, well, that's what I'm finding and looking into some of the houses. It's just like people just got up out of nowhere and just fucked off.
It was also built by fucking Scalians, so
Maybe deeper.
maybe deeper.
Okay, so I'm learning.
It could be that they don't live up here all the time, or they didn't live up here all the time, and maybe this was just kind of the place where they brought travelers or whatnots to kind of stay, and maybe it was a temporary place that people lived. It wasn't like their actual homes. Maybe it was a stopping place. Maybe it was if certain groups are traveling, they need. It's basically like Werewatch. Maybe it was a settlement.
Like a rest stop of somewhere.
It could be. It could be really anything. It could have just been that they found out of another place that they needed to attend to business with.
Okay. I just was looking to consult your expertise.
I mean, you left your house to go to Ocean Heart for all this debacle and then didn't go back. You didn't leave your house in disarray. Some people just leave things as they are and they'll come back to it later.
Yeah. I just hope it's not 300 years before I go back home.
Mm.
Actually, Brant, one last question on top of looking into the houses.
Mm-hmm.
The house in the center that we're heading to, what does that look like?
Fantastic. I was waiting for somebody to ask. It's almost, and I hesitate to use the reference, you could say it is shaped like a rather water pipe looking thing.
Is a piranha plant about to come out of it?
No, it's shaped a bit like what you would see as like a stereotypical bong. Like, you know, so it's like large spherical shape, mid-length spherical shape, smaller spherical shape, with like an almost beveled conical top.
Cool.
Oh, bonga. I heard bomb.
No.
Yeah, it's shaped like a giant hand grenade.
As a bomb just goes. But it doesn't look decrepit at all. It looks.
Every single building here looks fine.
I don't know Sicilian architecture. Yeah, there's this that she doesn't know. Like, well, that.
How strong is the compel? Is it like an active, like, he's like, oh, you should come through, or is like, get in here?
Oh no! It's a very. I would liken it to. It's very Strahd-like in its compulsion. It's saying, oh, you'd definitely be more safe in this building in the centre of town. Translation to those who are charmed: go to the building in the centre of town.
Okay, then in that case, if Ariel's doing this, Reaver is going to be Reaver and be like, Ariel, move. We have a person who can't see, and that's safety. Because we were told the other buildings aren't as safe as this place, and we've been told to move.
Days with you, she's safe. I can see.
Feather will speak at that, but Marisol can't. We need a place that's safe and secure so that we can give Marisol back sight.
Motherfucker, he failed too. God damn it. Okay, alright, let's move. Ken?
I am full pace dashing at this point with the pet taking Marisol in.
Okay. So your steed is going to be carrying Marisol in.
Yep.
Okay.
Marisol, I'm so sorry if I lead you straight into a trap.
I mean, I can't even fucking see to be upset about it, so.
That's fair.
Those who are compelled, make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Please do better this time.
Also, Bray,
I
just
did
because
it.
we're in the ruins, I'm gonna mage armor on myself. I don't know what's gonna come out of this.
Okay, I'll allow it.
I meant to do it at the start of the day, but
It's fine.
forgot.
Reaver?
14.
14. Echo?
15.
Luce?
13.
God damn.
It's one higher than last time.
We're getting there.
Wow.
Higher. Wow.
Maybe next time. Maybe next time.
13 with advantage. So
Word.
Sorry, guys, you're all still charmed.
That's
Yep.
fine.
fine.
Yeah, the compulsion continues. This time, it's becoming more desperate. Like, you have to be quick. It's coming for you right now. You have to get to the building in the center of the village.
Oh. Oh, fuck.
But it plays on
Yeah,
you.
that's exactly-
But it plays on you all individually. So, like, to you, Echo, it's as this compulsion enhances. It's almost like you can hear the sound of those chains, the chains that the hunters carried. It's almost like you can hear them just off in the distance. Loose, to you, it's like the sound of some horrific tempest, the sound of an oncoming full-blown storm. Reaver, to you, it's like the sound of ships being rent in half. The sound of something large moving through a ship graveyard, crushing beneath its gigantic paws. To each of you, it's giving you your own idea of something you must prepare to face. Not run and flee from, but find a safe spot in order to make a stand.
Because what this group really needed is more paranoia.
Right?
Yeah.
It makes us get along.
I like how
Okay.
mine's going to be double fucked because I'm going to
Yeah.
get echoes. So mine will be like, oh, I'm going to fight, and then echo's going to be fear because of the chain.
Your Reaver gets fucking bombarded with fear and visceral anger.
You guys eventually will reach this building.
Yep.
Echo's pulling people along to go faster. I need you to know, like, using their strength to pull people at their speed.
Can seeing the desperation and like not seeing that there's anything actually coming for us that I see, right? I don't see anything.
With your passive perception, you certainly cannot see anything approaching.
And seeing how everyone's freaking the fuck out, would that be enough to to make an insight check or no?
I'm gonna say no. They're not acting.
Alright.
They're not acting strangely compared to what they usually act like.
We're all just like this.
Just like this.
Yeah, enough of the party are being like, we need to move. So, like, each of our own fears are being, like, warranted. So, yeah, no.
Okay.
You do just hear Luce just saying, I fucking hate Sicalians. God damn it. And just moving.
I'm going to use my dash at this point. Like, as in the spirit extra 10 feet of, like, I don't care that the fucking Archie part, like, showing up now. I am sprinting to check that door first. So we have a safe net
Okay.
with...
Archie, as not Archie, sorry, Reaver.
I
as
mean,
you-
yeah, at this point.
Yeah.
Reaver, as you approach and look at that door, it looks perfectly safe. Like, as
Oh,
you,
it's not going to be the second one as I go through it.
Oh, you're going through it. Okay, as you go through,
Yeah.
as you open the door, there's almost like a voice going like, "Yes, quickly, come in here, you'll be safe."
I'd love to say I opened the door, but you said get in at all costs. And Spirit Walk means I can go through that door without
Okay,
touching
right,
it.
so you go through the door. Fantastic.
Sword ready, but going through to be like, I need to set this place for safety, just like how I acted at the inn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So you through the door. To the rest of you, especially to the ones who are currently still charmed. Loose Echo. You're getting the same sensations that is happening to Reaver. What is your guys' reaction as you approach this building, only to be coaxed further in? Like, this is safety, this is security. And you guys could all see that he is just whoosh, went through the doors.
Damn it, Kyle. I think Luce is just following, like, dashing. Wait, still holding Feather, mind you. Still with Feather.
Carrying Feather.
And going. Echo's probably gonna beat me there first because Echo's
No.
quicker.
Echo
No?
will not beat you there first. Echo has a promise to keep. Echo is shoving people forward as fast as they can. That is not gentle. It is not nice. It is fast. It is effective. So no, you're getting the
Okay.
Echo Speed special of a hand on your back to shove.
Yeah, Luce is just going straight for the door with carrying Feather.
Okay.
If I'm gonna be the next one who is there.
Marisol with the beast should be.
Okay.
Again, I don't know exactly what speed brand's given this creature, but I imagine it's going to be comparable to mine as a mount, at least probably 50.
Oh, mine's only 30. So yeah, the mount would beat me.
Yeah, swim speed of the mount is 50 feet.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm shoveling people to your eventual doom.
That's fine. This will be fun.
I might die first, who knows? Or worse, I might get completely mind controls first and you walk into fighting me.
I just can't wait to have a little captain debrief after all of this is said and done.
Yeah.
just sitting there like, what did we learn?
Don't go ruins. What points in wisdom?
I have them.
Give me one more
didn't
point in
help.
Paladin. Give me one more level in Paladin, I can share the bubble of passing.
Bubble of passing.
I need one more to be at 20 wisdom.
Are you guys all entering the building?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
You have no choice.
Yeah,
You have no
pretty
choice.
much.
You can try to fight it.
I mean, Ariel's learned not to fight when. Yeah, Ariel's just like, okay, we're doing this. Okay. I'm just getting shoved into this bong of a house.
I don't even have Marisol doesn't have a choice either.
Yeah,
I
you're
go
on
on
the
this
mount.
weird eel thing, and we're all charging forward.
I'm on this weird eel thing, and we're all charging forward. Then, as you guys all enter the house, and the last person through, if it's going to be Echo, from what I understand, Echo usually is, as soon as you get in, the charm would say to you to close. The compulsion would, you'd be compelled to close the door.
I'm assuming there's no like reason to like fight it or no save, so they're gonna close the goddamn door.
You slam the door shut behind you. And then the voice will say to the three of you, "You did very well to get here. Now, I need you all to do one thing for me. And I need you to restrain your friends. Now, because this has given you an active order, this will be another wisdom save.
Oh, thank fuck.
So wisdom saving throw.
Selkie, I believe in your high-ass wisdom. Kyle.
I might be okay. I'm a dirty 20,
Hey!
but I'm worried how close we are. I still might be a fail at this point.
Yeah, I only got a 16.
Okay. Echo.
Buddy.
Nat 1.
Nat 1 for a total of 9.
Okay. So,
+8?
I have a +8. I've been working off of a +8 and I've been rolling shit.
Buddy.
I have a +1.
switch to physical dice.
No, I don't wanna. It involves math, and I just don't want to do.
Okay. Loose. Your grip around Feather tightens to the point of being like a physical restraint.
Mm-hmm.
Echo, it would be whoever's closest to you. At the moment, Reaver is still under the compulsion, so it would be. Honestly, I think it would probably be Ariel, because Reaver's mad eel octopus thing is directly in contact with Marisol.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Reaver, at the point you reach out, bear in mind, Marisol completely blind on this. As the point that you reach out, your gauntleted hand inches from Marisol's face, you're able to snap yourself out and retract your hand, but you're also now aware that you were compelled by something. Something charmed you and baited you in here.
I'm gonna yell Feather. Charm magic, don't know what to do.
At this point,
describe something real quick
Oh no.
go ahead.
because it's how Echo would restrain Ariel,
Rest in
and
peace.
it's kind of twofold. So, threefold actually. The first thing that happens is it's hands gripping your biceps and holding them down, and then it's the wings that wrap around and squeeze the body, and then it's the buckle cones that come out to wrap around the throat and kind of the face and squeeze.
Buddy, what you doing?
I'm done. That's it.
Okay. On that note, Luce and Echo, I need you guys to roll me athletics checks. Ariel, you get to choose athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that acrobatics.
Being realistic, Celia was already being carried, so I'm going to give him disadvantage on the roll. Seems only fair. Not that it would have mattered. What'd you get?
Saki, what'd you roll, buddy?
26.
Yep.
On the wisdom saves, garbage. On the athletics check, fucking stellar.
Yeah, I rolled a 5.
That tracks.
Yeah, that tracks. But can I also
Ariel.
make an insight check on this?
There's no need for an insight check on this. This is fucking weird. You are grappled. Luce, what did you get for your athletics check?
17.
So, yeah. You've also got Celia now grappled as well.
I would like to remind you that Luce has the Mage Slayer feat. And Celia is within 5 feet of me.
Oh, I am more than aware.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna be real damn fun. I'm gonna make you kill your boyfriend.
I mean, he'll come back.
He'll turn it into a necklace.
Do I hear Reaver yell out charm magic?
Yeah, you would hear him saying it.
I'm not going to be quiet. Yeah, no, as soon as I'm like, oh fuck, hang on a minute here.
But
Okay,
I would like to finish describing the scene first.
Please.
Go for it.
As all this unfolds, as I've described before, Sicalian buildings are spherical. All their rooms are spherical, and it's because they can move in complete 360. Descending from the highest floor comes what you can see to be a Sicalian body,
Like,
but warped, changed, altered by something. With them comes a glow, a distinct red glow dappled with blue and gold. And as this light approaches, you notice that there are several features on this Sicalian that are not just wrong, but incredibly abnormal. For one, they have an extra arm growing from the right shoulder, which is holding an object which sheds this light. From the other shoulder, a whole other tentacle. Their mouth almost seems to have been rotated to become vertical. Sharp, razor teeth, but as the head goes up, it stretches, becoming a tentacle in and of itself. No eyes, no nose. And from this open tear of a mouth, that beautiful singing can be heard. I'm going to drop an image as to what it looks like.
Horrifying.
I love and hate that you've got that as an option. Just here's the image of this horror.
Yeah, that's going to haunt my nightmares.
Oi.
I look forward to adding that to the kill list.
Like
yeah.
I said, haunt my nightmares.
And with its final descent, those who are still compelled will be given another command after their failure. Kill them. Yes, Ariel?
Can I do a quick something?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna cast on.
Right. So I will,
Loose.
Ariel. I
Grapple.
am going to say we're about to go into combat.
Mm-hmm.
If you're grappled, what spell are you casting? Because does it have semantic components?
It does.
You can't cast.
I have a question.
Okay,
Yes.
never mind then.
Is the command kill, or is the man killed, like, permanently?
Oh, the command is just the words "kill them," which means
Okay.
that any and all knowledge that you have, and I'm gonna say this, knowing whole well what you're going on,
Yeah.
you understand that bringing Celia to zero and turning him into a necklace is not killing him.
No, that's why I'm asking, because she knows how to break his phylactery to kill him.
So that's what I'm meaning. You know that to follow the order, kill them, means you have to break the phylactery.
Yep.
Because you know of its existence.
Yep. Yep.
And with that, we will end our session there. Now comes the unfortunate bit of news, is that I am at the UK Games Expo next week, and therefore there will be no session next Thursday.
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm flying to Scotland to beat you up.
Our next session will be, what is the date for 2 Thursdays from now? 35. Our
7th.
next session will be the 7th.
Yeah.
No, the
7th.
6th.
It's the 6th
Wait, sorry.
for us.
Yeah. The 7th would be a Friday. Our next
It's
session,
because it's 3 in the morning.
yeah, our next session will be the 6th of June. So yeah. Thank you for coming along to see us today, guys. If you like what you've seen, please do consider going and checking us out on all of our other shows, and also check out our social media. We're going to have some fun things coming along. I've got something planned for when something happens, and it's something dark and, let's say, cursed. That's going to be coming to the channel. It's something I've been planning for a long time, something I've wanted to do since the channel began, and I'm at the point of finalising it. So we do have that coming up. On top of that, you should go and check out all of our social medias. We are everywhere at World Tree Quests. Or you can go and see all my stuff at Son of Asgard on TikTok. I'm going to pass over my players and let them plug themselves for now. So, Denny, anything that you would like to plug at all?
As always, you can find me at Lawless Aries Cosplay on TikTok. And if you want to find my jewelry, much like this piece that I made during our session today, you can find me at Magpie Finds on Instagram and on Etsy. I'm going to be at Delmarva Pride on June 1st. I'm going to be at Delaware Pagan Pride on June 30th, selling my stuff as well if you are in the area. And otherwise, that's all for me right now.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that, Denny. Moving on to Kyle. Anything for you?
Be right back.
Probably not this week because of some real life situation stuff. But I will be looking to, in the future, be putting out new campaigns to sort out some financial revenue stuff. But yeah, if you want to find me, you can find me at Start Playing at Just Kyle. I do campaigns on D&D. I'm looking to do other campaigns in other systems if you want to try out. If you want to see me in the DM seat rather than a player seat, come find me.
Definitely do it, folks. Fantastic DM, fantastic person to have at a table in any regards. Selkie, what about yourself? Anything you'd like to plug at all?
Well, you can find me on Dinner and a Game Tuesdays, every other Friday, including tomorrow, once in a Blue Moon Wednesdays. I'm not going to tell you what the campaigns are, just the days. Then you can find me here on Thursdays. You can find me on my Twitch channel every Saturday. All of these are TTRPG games. Every single one. And they're all technically in different systems because we don't have any vampires in our Tuesday games. They're all technically in different game systems. And then you can find me at Gen Con running 3 live events. 2 are educational panels. One is being disabled in the TTRPG scene. Another is being transgender in the TTRPG scene BIPOC edition. I am not part of that. I am simply facilitating it. And then there is a 7th Sea live play called Wind, Waves, and Everlasting Chaos. And all of those tickets are available for current purchase on the Gen Con website. So if you're going, consider coming to one of my in-person events. I work really hard on them, I swear. And the panels are selling out much faster than I originally anticipated. So if you want tickets, you probably should get them fast. But yeah, that's me.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that, Selkie. Diamond, what about yourself? Anything you would like to plug?
Hiya. I'm Madness Diamond, and since I'm about to kill my undead boyfriend, you can call me Diamond. You can find me everywhere at Madness Diamond, unless you're looking for me on TikTok. I am Madness Diamond 2.0 over there. On Mondays, you can find me over on the Starfield playing Werewolf the Apocalypse, the W5 edition. Our chronicle is Guardians of Neptune's Cairn. Our lovely Star Shard Stories is our storyteller, and I also play it along with that one Warlock. But my character is Soiree. She is a Ragabesh Silverfang who gains rage every time her party talks, it feels like. On Tuesdays, you can find me over on Dinner Game with our lovely Selkie Cove, where we play a multi-splat of World of Darkness 20th Edition, where I play Bay, the very human hunter, who's just gay with a death wish, using the Martyr Creed. And then on Thursdays, you can find me here, playing Melusine Lusvestra, your lovely Battlemaster fighter who might have to kill her boyfriend. So yeah, come join me in my wholesome chaos adventure. I'm also doing a fundraising for trans empowerment charity. I believe that's the name of it. Sometime next month for Pride Month, but I'm in 2 games, but I don't have the solidified dates yet for those. So keep an eye on my socials and I'll let you know.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Diamond. And last, and most certainly not least, Tom, anything that you would like to plug at all?
Yes, hello, I'm that one Warlock. I make the saddest characters you've ever seen on the internet. You can find me all across every single social media at that one Warlock. You can find me on Monday games playing Werewolf of the Apocalypse with Madness Diamond. On Tuesdays, you can find me on Game Raider Girls Twitch channel playing in Realm Walkers, where I play as Backer Jostrums, the halfling druid, Circle of the Moon druid, who wild shapes exclusively into dinosaurs. It's a fun time. We've been on a little bit of a hiatus, and we're coming back next week, so yeah. Wednesdays, you cannot find me on Dice Nazism's Twitch channel because as Neuralis is taking a bit of a hiatus, I'm taking a bit of a vacation. But please go check them out. Some of the crew is continuing to play a game of Masks and run by the lovely Sequel. So please go check it out if you have the time. And then Thursdays, you can find me here with all these lovely, lovely beans as I try desperately to figure out what the fuck is happening with my party and why I'm being held by a glowing sea angel person.
Thank you.
Also, follow our wonderful DM because they are lovely and amazing.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that. A quick reminder that the Crit Awards is happening. If you haven't, you should vote for us. We do a lot of shit. It'd just be cool to be nominated. But yeah, as that's it from my players, and that's it from me, then that's it from us. Thanks for coming to see us today, guys. I've been your DM of Doom, Son of Asgard, or World Tree Quest here on Twitch. With me today, we have had Just Kyle. We've had Lola Series Cosplays. We have had that one Warlock. We've had Madness Diamond, and we've had Selkie Cove. From all of us here at World Tree Quest, good night, stay safe. If you hear something singing at you from a creepy underwater abandoned village, don't go near it. Oh, and also, don't pull a finny. Good night, folks. Good night.